Hi guys, it's Belle here and I'm coming on with another make for the secret book at Scissor Lane, which is one of the stories in the Christmas Anthology collaboration by the wonderful Tracie Fox, and put in the hashtag DD Advent 2024 so you can check out what everyone's doing. I have not been doing every day, but I really wanted to try and make as much ephemera as possible, or at least one sort of every day, for this particular book, because this is the book that I was my part of the collaboration. I was on December 8th. I will leave that video down below if you have missed it. And I also did the day before that, not as the collaboration, just as fun ephemera. I love this story. I've said it before, this is a little bit of me. It's spooky, it's a mystery, it's Christmas, and it's all about books and set in a library. But today's ephemera is this piece from the kit. Now, if you don't know, I'll quickly explain. The Christmas Anthology kit is a humongous kit. I think it's over 150 pages. Massive, huge. And then the actual collaboration is split into 5 stories, I want to say. So there's a section of ephemera and pages for each story, and that's what I'm going to be working on. This is Elaine stuff. We had this beautiful piece. Now, my first piece was the file folder that I kind of themed around the idea of a young Mrs. Norris spending her first Christmas as a married woman and in the library that she'd newly got a job for. My collaboration piece was this stuffed envelope, which was kind of came after the story when Bartholomew, who's the main investigator, is writing to his great aunt Jane, telling her all about the story and sending her a festive parcel. So we're going to go kind of in between those two. So part of the story is set. We get to hear a lot about the CPI office, and that Ernest and Dorothy are there decorating for Christmas, and Bartholomew is enjoying all the decorations, the music, all that kind of thing, before he goes off to his case, and obviously he comes back. So basically this is set at the CPI office with them decorating. I've backed it with one of the, I believe this is a freebie paper. All of Tracie's links will be down below. And I love this kind of distressed pinkish red with the snowflakes. I thought that worked really, really well. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to score this in the middle. I've kind of cut around it. You can see I've left some. And we're going to score it well. Actually what I'll do is I'll fold it. I'll fold it in the middle and see how that works, because I think I trimmed a bit. So there might not be exact in the middle. Oh, no, that works. Actually, didn't need to score it. I was debating to do what I usually do, which is to back it with papers and things like that. But I thought, no, I'm going to use one of Tracie's beautiful digital papers, and also it'll make it a bit less bulky. That didn't really work, did it, that time? It'll make it a bit less bulky for what I want to then do on the inside. Let's try it that way. And yes, not all the corners have been trimmed, but that is where ink comes in. Not only does it add some definition to your project, but it also covers up any of those white spaces that we have, because things don't always trim straight and all that kind of good stuff. So I'm also going to just ink the inside. I'm just using some walnut stain. I have made the decision that one of my purchases next year is going to be one of the darker colours as well, like scorched timber or something. I want something in between walnut stain and black soot, which are my two most used, use them all the time, ink pads. So I want something a bit dark in between the two. So there we go. Now what we're going to do is we've got this beautiful tag of Ernest Brundle, Chief Investigator of the CPI, decorating their Christmas tree. And I want this to be kind of, well, I'm going to actually show you. So it has to come to here because we need to be able to see. I mean, it doesn't matter if the pocket's a bit lower. We need to be able to see his head and him on the Christmas tree, but we don't need to see kind of the whole way around. So I'm just going to draw around this tag on the inside, and then wherever I got to, I'm going to do a little, where's my small ruler? There it is. I'm going to just try and match those up roughly. It's all done very lightly because then I can rub anything out if I need to. Now, I'm actually going to use my Stanley knife. Stanley, where are you? Well, my craft knife. Still call it a Stanley knife. Hold on. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to cut a window out, but we don't want it as wide as the tag. So I'm actually going to come in with my pencil and I am going to just come in a smidge because we want the tag to fit in the pocket, but we don't want it to show every single edge because otherwise we're going to see white edge and that's not what we want. So I'm just going to come in a bit inside each line, sort of, I don't know, I'd say 1/2 centimetre. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to come up a bit because I don't need to see everything at the bottom either. So we're going to come up a bit with that, and then that should be fine. It should be. And I'm going to use my craft knife. I really wish I don't have any rectangular dies because they would work so well to put this through my machine, but I don't have that. So if you don't have that, just grab a craft knife or a pair of scissors and get trimming your pocket. I'm trying to make sure it's edging up. It doesn't have to perfectly because that's where scissors come in. So I'm not even measuring, you can see that. It doesn't bother me if it's a little bit wonky. If that would bother you, please do measure perfectly. If you've been here any length of time, you will know I do not like numbers. They are not my friends. So where I can get away with it, I will eyeball something rather than having to actually measure. So there we go, and we'll keep that piece. I will ink all around that. So basically the tag will be able to fit in there now, and we will see him through the window of this, which is what I wanted. And I'm just going to ink the inside of this because, you know, and there's a little bit of white there where it ripped a little bit. That does not bother me. That can be fixed in a whole range of ways, so that's fine. And then I have something that I'm going to make my window from. This is from a mini photo album that I picked up and transformed into a journal, and I've just been using the photo inserts in so many projects since then, and they are brilliant because they're like acetate. You can see through them. They work really well, so I don't see the problem in using them. Now on the inside here, I wanted this on the inside, so I need to make sure that my acetate is actually smaller than that. So big enough for my window, but smaller than the actual thing that I'm using to cover it. Although, I think I wanted this as well. Hold on. I wanted that as well, so you would see that when we pull it out. Okay, hold on a minute. We're going to glue this in first because we've already got this. So let's glue in our acetate. Again, you can use double-sided sticky tape. I find that my glue works really well for it, but what I will say is I like to put my glue a little bit away from the actual aperture that I'm using, and then I like to actually smush the glue down flat, because if you're using something shiny like acetate, vellum, anything like that, as soon as you attach it, it's going to smush that glue. So I like to smush the glue first so that it does not have a chance of being smushed by the acetate itself. And it just stops all those annoying little instances where it smushes out of the side and ruins the front of your acetate. So that's now in there, which you can see. Now, as I said, I think I want this because the CPI office will have plenty of filing cabinets. And when the tag is taken out, I still want there to be something interesting to see. And you could say, well, you can see right through, but we're actually going to make this into a mini journal. So I don't want to be able to just see the plain paper. I'm really hoping I haven't cut that too small. Let's have a look. Oh, I like it a lot. And it just goes so well with those colours, doesn't it? Now, obviously, this is going to be a pocket. So the first thing I'm going to do is ink that edge. Not that we're going to see that. And then I am going to, once again, I need to make sure this tag will fit in. So I really need to be careful with where I am. If we do it like that, will we see Ernest? We will see him. So that is good. If necessary, this has a little blue border around it, and I could cut that border off if I felt that the tag itself wasn't going to fit the way I wanted to. So there's always a workaround, guys. Very carefully. Just going to do that along there. Little bead of glue. I know there's those precision tips, decanting into bottles and things, but I'm fine with it as is. Okay, so we need to now very carefully put this on, see what that looks like through there. Yeah, that is good. Press that down on the 3 sides like so, and then our tag will be able to slip in here. I think I will end up trimming it down, you know. But I didn't just want that. There are these lovely cards in the kit. So I actually thought I might have to trim it just a smidge. Let's see. When it closes. Yeah, I think I'll trim it just a smidge. I actually thought this would look quite good on top of that too. Because, yes, I could put tea-dyed paper on the back of there, guys, and, you know, it would work. But I didn't want to. And realistically, I could put this on as a pocket too, because I could put that on there. It'll still have the opening at the top, and then I could have a tuck at the bottom that would then stick out. Oh, now I'm thinking I might do that. Because, of course, it's me, and if you've been here any length of time, you will know I just like adding random pockets places. So I think I want it to be a smallish pocket, so I'm gonna do halfway up. I think I need the top bit open. I need to come all the way down on this side, and then I need to come across the bottom. And then I think I need this kind of glued, because I need it to be stuck onto this. That might be too high. Where's my little, might be too high. Do you know what? I'm going to rub this off, and then the best place to put the glue actually would be here, because then it will stick onto the card. That would be the best place. So we need that on there like so. Make sure it's not in the middle. Make sure that it hasn't glued that one that I need shut. No, it hasn't. We can still get in there. And then we have this little tiny pocket just here, which is brilliant. That I can add something to. I need to remember that's there actually. Sometimes when I'm trying to remember something's in a place, because I'm always adding a lot of pockets to places. Again, why can't I ever find the paper clip that I need? Sometimes I will add a little paper clip just to remind me that it is there. Okay, so that is that. And now this tag will, yeah, this is going to have to be trimmed. That's okay. Thankfully, because of the border, it's perfect. Do you know what I'm going to do first? I'm going to back it first with some tea stain paper and then I'm going to trim it. Okay, so that is backed. You didn't need to see me do that. And trimmed, and it's inked around. And now that should slot right in there. And it sticks up enough that we can pull it out. And look, there is Bartholomew, not Bartholomew at all. It is Ernest decorating their Christmas tree. Love it. And then we'll work on the back a little bit. I've also got this file. I loved the green and brown. I've picked up greens and brown here. And there's sort of the green here and obviously the golden brown. And this is going to be, well, I think it'll probably end up being another pocket at the back. That's what it's going to be, because they're decorating. You really do need to listen to the story. I've got it down below. I'll have it linked. If you haven't yet heard it, my goodness, it's such a good story. I love the CPI. I mean, so they're always investigating spooky cases. Some may turn out not to be as spooky, but they tend to have a spooky element to it. And that's my jam. So that's going to go down here. And I think actually it will go in line with that. I just love it. And you've probably guessed, if you've been here any length of time, you've probably guessed that once again I'm going to come in with my craft knife. Where did I put my craft knife? I'm going to come in with my craft knife because there's nothing I like more than if there are drawers for them to feel like they can open. So I always leave about half a centimetre at least, or a quarter of an inch at least from the edge, because you don't want to put it all the way to the edge. And then that will just open like that. Let's remember, I think I said in another video, I've brought some new storage. It's beautiful. It's this big wooden storage thing for my desk that's got all like different bits for pens and everything, and beautiful like black metal drawers and that, but I'm still getting used to where everything goes. So yeah, that's a bit of a thing. So I'm gonna just again go down the edge of this. Now we've covered up most of this beautiful paper, but as I always say, it's there in the background. We still get looks of it, and it's better than just leaving it blank. And we're digital, I mean, we can print it out, so it's not really a problem. We can just print out another one. So yeah, I want this drawer here. I need to make sure I'm leaving enough in the middle because I am going to be sewing in a very small signature. So I need to make sure I've got room in the middle, but that lines up. So we've got the two filing cabinets now. Once he's pulled out, we've got the filing cabinet on the front and that filing cabinet inside. Let's put Ernest back in so that I definitely know, because we're going to be doing something to the front as well. So I like that. Yep. Okay, and in here we've got a couple of options. We also had a candle. I might bring the candle in for here actually. We've got a couple of options because I'm thinking this is Dorothy, and also we've got this present in the kit, and I just thought it might be quite nice because it's nice to have Dorothy. She's also in the office working hard. But maybe we'll put the present in here and we can put Dorothy in the top. I want her to be seen. I don't know which one I prefer. That's going there. Oh, we've got another tag actually as well. I had these baubles that I was thinking, okay, brilliant. We'll bring in the lot. We'll do the lot. That's what we'll do, guys. We'll do the lot. Okay, so we got Dorothy first. Basically, I am going to go back everything. So I've got these things I'm backing. And then I also need to back this. And I also need to back this. And I might also back this. I don't know if I'm going to use it or not, but I'm going to back all of these and then I'll come back and show you. Okay, so they have all been cut out. They've all been backed, as you can see. And yeah, just quickly ink around them. But I wanted to add a little bit of decoration to some of these. So we're going to get them where they need to go first, work on finishing it all, then come back and do the decoration, because that's kind of how my brain works. I like to get the whole project finished first sometimes. Not always. Sometimes I'm going to decorate each piece individually. I did keep the border on this one because I loved the red border. And I think it will stand out more on the back that way. We've got this little bit. So we've got all of these. So let's have a look. We could put the tag in here so that we've got a tag front and back. And again, that's got the baubles on it. We've got the present because I'm sure they've brought each other some presents. And we've got Dorothy too, who's the other investigator. I feel like I want more of her dress showing, like so. Do I want the present in the top with the tag? Maybe Dorothy can go like that. Maybe. Okay, so that's going to be there. So you're probably thinking, well, what's the rest then, Belle? Like what have you got the rest for? Well, that's because, let me grab some fabric. We're going to make some flips. I've been trying to do a lot of these projects in an easier way because I work a lot with magnets, with flips, with acetate, with all that kind of thing. But I needed to bring in a flip for this one. It had to be done. And the first flip is going to be this box of presents down there. Because obviously, Ernest, well, he needs his little box of presents, guys, doesn't he? I mean, how's he supposed to decorate the tree? Presents. Baubles, a little box full of baubles. How's he meant to decorate the tree if he doesn't have his little box of baubles? I mean, and I'm going to use fabric. I was wondering about using paper on this, but I decided against that. You could use paper, you could use card. I've used that a lot in other situations, but I want to use a little bit of fabric, and I think, do I want it under or on top? I think that's too big anyway, so we need to trim that a bit more. I don't mind if it's a little bit big actually. Do I want it under or on top? I feel like I might want it under with this, so we're going to do that. And I think I'm going to stitch, which means I need to change my thread over again. I'm doing so many different projects that I'm constantly changing the thread in my machine. But before we do that, we're going to bring in the gramophone, because in the story there is a gramophone in the CPI office that has been very kindly lent to them by a lovely couple who are very happy with the way the CPI handled a recent case for them. I'm going to round the edges of this too. And that is going to cover up the top here. So you will see that we'll only see a little bit just here. This is going to cover up here. Do I want that on the outside or underneath again? I think we're going to have it underneath again. Yeah, so I'm constantly changing. I'm trying to work out, I would usually use brown on here, but I think I'm going to bring in some red thread actually. I think that's what I'm going to do. Just, you can see that I'm leaving quite a bit for the tab. And it's going to have to go, well, it could go on the inside. Normally I would put it on the inside here, but we have that spare pocket. That's the problem with that. Should have thought about that, shouldn't I? Because if we do it there, where it's covering up the top, and then I cover, I mean, we've still got a tiny pocket here that we could utilise. I could even cut this at more of an angle to give us more of a pocket. Or the other alternative is doing it actually on the bit itself, so that it opens. And if that's the case, I may trim it down a little bit. I think I kind of like it on the inside. I'm going to just cut this at a slight angle on the inside, and just so that it kind of looks more deliberate, I'm going to do it that one too. Okay, so I'm going to go stitch along these and I'll show you what that looks like. Do you know what? I'm so glad I went with the red, because it just brings out the pops of red in the actual kit itself. So we are now going to glue those on to here just a little bit. And again, I need to make sure that this is lined up in a way where it's got enough room to bend and that it's going to cover the top of that picture. Oh, and with cutting it the way I have, I've actually left myself a lot more room for the little mini pocket that we had there. I am just going to glue that bit down because, yeah, I think that would be the best option, especially as that's going to be a little pocket and things are going to be coming in and out of that. So we have that, and then maybe this one can go onto there like so. Let's open this up. Why is that at an angle? Doesn't matter, still opens and closes the way I need it to. Now I really do need to decide, do I want this on here like this with the fabric so that it would look like that when opening? I think I do. Or do I want it underneath like this one is, which would mean it would come at the bottom like that and it would look like that. So what, let's do this one a bit differently. Let's do it on the outside. So I'm going to have to glue this side this time. And I'm hoping that they will keep each other in place, because one will close on top of the other. Let's open that up. So that will close. You will see the box with the decorations. You'll see the gramophone that's playing away in the background that they've been lent by that, like I said, a very happy pair of previous clients for a case. Bartholomew really enjoys the music that's playing. They all have a little bit of a party. Dorothy's drinking some mint juleps and says that she feels a bit unwell the next day. Possibly all the mint juleps that she was drinking. So yeah, I just love that. I love the fact that there's the box and the music. You could have it either way, but I like it this way because that then holds down that one, and then that's more secure because it's on the inside. And then if I'm not happy with that being completely white, which I'm not really, I can just come along with my ink pad and ink that up just to dull down that white a little bit. So it opens. We see Ernest with the tree. That's a tag. We've got a little pocket there we have to fill. We've got this at the back. So I've pulled out, oh, and one last, well, I have to do the journal as well in a minute, but something I want to do first. I love this. This is one of my favorite images in the whole kit. I don't know why. I think it's the chairs. And I wanted to add these chairs kind of onto the back. as another tuck. So I think these are meant to be in the library, but I'm thinking of them as in the CPI office. And it's just going to be a little tuck spot on the back, you know, where they sit and read. I'm going to keep the bottom bit with the book. They're just sitting in these very worn chairs that look comfy, if a little bit grotty. I mean, I wouldn't sit in them, but I love them. I love the style of them. I love the colours. And I feel like, let's just trim that bit of white off. Again, I can ink it. It's not a big deal. I'm just going to trim it. And then we're going to get on to the journal bit. And then we're going to finish with all the decoration because, you know, that's the fun part. That's all the fun part, isn't it? I just love the idea of the chairs being here. And you've got the baubles in the background. It's almost like chairs for borrowers that they're sitting there. But we're going to have a little tuck spot back here. And to be honest, I don't know if my little thing will fit in here now, the thing that I was thinking of. Let me have a look, because I had this. I was thinking of putting this in here. But it would have to have no glue on that side. Like I'd have to only have glue top and bottom. And I don't know how I feel about that, if I'm honest. I don't know if that's going to stay the way I would like it to, if it only had glue top and bottom. I mean, it does kind of go in. Oh, that's an idea. Okay, a bit random, but if I leave this bit unglued, but I glue this bit of the chair, I'll explain why in a minute. See, this goes out a bit at the edge. Now, I could just trim that. Let's trim it down a little bit. I could trim that. But this way, it'll go in, and if I put it in maybe at a slight angle, it can poke out a little bit here while still being stuck there. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know. I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I want something else there instead now I'm looking at it. We could even make the baubles from the front into another tag. We could do that. But either way, we've got the chairs on the back, this on the front, this all opens up. And now I'm just going to make the journal pages. Now, I'm sure you've all seen how to make journal pages before, so I don't really want to do all of it on camera. But just in case you are new, just get yourself a sheet of paper. I like to leave a little border, like again, about 1/2 centimetre all the way round. So I would measure that like so. And then I would cut this piece. I think I'm going to need my huge guillotine actually. Let's use my ruler first. I would cut this piece, and then that's going to be my template for my other pages when I come to cut those down. Now, I'm not putting too many pages in here. I reckon about 4 to 5 sheets, maybe not even that, would be more than enough to put inside here, because it's already quite chunky, so we don't want it too chunky in case you do want to put it in a journal. So I'm going to cut some more sheets out of this, and then I'll come back. Okay, so I have all of my pieces. I got this. This is just some scrap paper I had, but I love this because it looks almost like ink, and you know they're probably writing out in their files a lot, and so ink's gonna get somewhere, isn't it, guys? We know what it's like just being crafters and stuff goes everywhere. I also pulled out one of these pages, which is like an invoice page, because I thought this would work brilliantly, because they will have to invoice their clients. So, you know, to charge them for things. And then we can have it as a little bit extra there. And I do have a little piece of vintage music paper as well. And because we're dealing with music, I thought that might be quite nice to add in there. And I think I want the invoice on the front. That's what I think. I also think I want because I think I want the edges rounded. So some of these are all different sizes. So like I think this is too big. So I'm just going to tear this down. This shouldn't need its edges rounded. Neither should the invoice. But these things, I think I might round the edges. It'll all be a bit different because they're all slightly different size. But let's round the edges. That one didn't want to round. Of course it didn't. Why would it? Okay. And obviously we can ink these up too. I'm not worrying too much because that's the kind of thing I can do off camera as well. Well, not off camera, I mean at another time as well. So these will all go in, and then these should, fingers crossed, all fit in. So now we're going to bind this in. I'm just using a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. I find that easiest. And I literally just used my awl and needle earlier, so I might not need a needle that big. Let's kind of measure these up, make sure it's in the middle where you want it to be, and then I'm going to put a hole roughly in the middle, and then a hole kind of I want to say 1/2 inch to a full centimetre depending, down the side, so we get everything in like so. I do have some red. Where is it? I did have, there it is. I have some red wax thread. I'm wondering if this is really too thick for here, but we're going to use it because, and then it's about 3 times the size of the piece that you are adding in. I like to use 3 times and a bit, if I'm honest, because I never know if I'm going to add some. Where did the needles go? Are you guys shouting at me where they are? I never know if I'm going to add extra on there, like charms and things. Hold up. Wouldn't you know it, I actually put them back where they were supposed to go, and that's the last place I looked, because obviously that's the last place I looked. So we're going to thread this through and then go in through the middle like so. Make sure, if this is your first time, make sure, I like to clip it in, you leave yourself a tail of the thread, and then come on, stay where you're supposed to stay, please. And then I'm going to come, there's different ways you can do this, there's so many videos out there, and I actually change up how I do mine quite often, like which way I do it. Today's one, what I'm doing is I go in the middle, out through the back, up at the top one, like so. And now this is where you can decide. You can either go back through the middle, which will give you more of a final look. Actually, I will do that. I was going to do it the other way that I like, but I'm going to come out through the middle, and then we go back through the bottom. Nope. Like so. This is where you then make sure it's tight, and whether you want anything hanging. I'm not going to be able to have any charms hanging. Then I put my needle through the loop that's there at the top. Then I put that extra thread back through the other way. So you've got your threads underneath. Pull tight, make sure it is tight, then tie a couple of knots. And then it's up to you if you want to do a bow, if you want to leave them hanging. I mean, it's up to you what you then want to do with this piece. I think I'm just going to trim it and not even do a bow. So I think that's what I'm going to end up doing. And then let's move that out too. Then, just like with a normal journal, you need to come in and flatten the pages. So there, just rubbing down where the spine is to give them that bit of flatness. And also, especially on this side, because these are the side that's going to be turning, but they're turning kind of opposite to how they would want to turn. So this will both flatten the papers and help your papers have that bit extra movement, like so. Oh, I'm pulling my chair down. Oh. Okay, so we've done that now, which is really, really good. And I've got lots of, I'm just going to pull them all over here. I've got lots of like stickers and things, and I just want to decorate up a little bit. So here, let's have a look what we could have. A Christmas dream. Come and see us at Christmas. I feel like a curious gift, Christmas gift. Should we have that one for the what's it called? For the gramophone, because I feel like it is a curious Christmas gift, but that they love it. So we're going to have that there because it fits with the story. I really want one that says something like that he's decorating the tree, but I don't know if I've already used that. Christmas tree things, tinsel and paper. That's quite good. Got the most wonderful first Christmas. Ah, well, I could put that because it is Bartholomew's first Christmas with the CPI team. So it's all linking in, as you can see. So we've got all of that. We don't need anything on any of those because, I mean, I could put something there, couldn't I? Let's have a look. Oh, I know what I've got. Where are they? I've got the Tim Holtz rub-ons, and I do actually have the white ones. Where are the white ones? Because they will stand out so well on here. I have to be able to see them. Well, no regrets, be genuine. Remember, laugh out loud. That'd be a good one. What is on these ones? I'm just having a look. I think maybe collector of memories, because I feel like the CPI do collect memories, like, because they're dealing with a lot of spooky ghostly cases quite a lot of the time. Oh, I think, do you know what I want? I want collector and then of memories, because they're dealing with a lot of spooky ghostly stuff. They're kind of collecting people's memories, the happenings and all that kind of thing. So where has it gone to? There it is. So we're going to put that on here, and I know it does work on acetate because I have used them before. I just love it. Collector of memories. I mean, I'd love it if it said collector of stories. I'm going to put the memories down here because I don't want it poking out here. I don't want it to be seen when this is all closed up, because I think that would look a bit weird. So that of doesn't want to come off. So there we go. I love the whites. Collector of memories. And when that closes up, you won't see any of that, which I love. Really do love. We've got these quite vintage images, which I also really love. So for in here, I'm thinking maybe adding one of these. Maybe the candles, because there is a candle in the story. Do I want the candles? I also have, actually, hold on, I have some golden decorations which I did use in my make, and I also have some really sparkly ones here too. I feel like the golden ones stand out better. And obviously he's hanging ornaments on the tree. So should we bring some of these in, guys? I feel like one of these would look so pretty on here. Maybe this one. I don't need all of this, so I'm going to trim that little bit off. And I think this will hang from there, and it can even go on the fabric, which is great to decorate that fabric a little bit. And then I do have some smaller baubles that could also hang. Yeah, let's hang one of those as well, right at the top there. So the baubles for the tree, which I love. We don't need anything on that tag. We've got some stuff over here and on the back, and I'm just wondering, what else did I have? I had some like little die cuts, like we could add another Christmas tree in the back over here maybe, because they are or even in the back it can look like the Christmas tree that they're decorating. I mean, it's not from the kit. Oh, and I also found in my stash this little letter. Now it says Santa Claus, but if we can just not look at the Santa Claus bit, they obviously are often receiving letters like, come help me with my case. So I'm going to put a little letter in there too, like so. We are going to have to put a little something just in here, and I was wondering, where did it go to? Everything's disappearing. Oh, there it is. I was wondering about using the bit that we cut out to make like a little tag for in there. I thought that'd be fun. I mean, it's not too wide. We can get the beautiful red bauble on it. This isn't straight at all, but it will be by the time I've trimmed it all. But yeah, we can then use this as our tag for in that little pocket. Let's see if this is big enough to fit, or whether it's too big. Right, it's slightly too big. That's okay, because I mainly want the bauble, so we can trim a little bit more off. It's always to do it big. It's always best to do it bigger, guys, because you can always trim it down, but you can't then make it bigger again. Well, you can add things. There's always a way around. There really is, guys. Okay, I want a little tab. I don't know if I have one the size and shape that I want. I might even add a little bit of fabric. I don't know, because this I think is far too big to put on there. I mean, I could cut it down. And which one would we rather have? The brown or the green? Oh, the green would look really good, wouldn't it? Let me quickly have a look. These are just some cutout tags that I already have. So it's good to... We've got that one. That one might work better rather than the dotty one. Even though I love the dotty one, I feel like that might work a bit better. Have I got any better ones? I don't think I have. Let's have a look at this one. It's got this kind of pink on the inside, but we don't want that. Just a little tab. And I feel like that'll work on there really well. I mean, it's still a little bit big, but I can trim it. So that's good. And I might want another sentiment. Now, normally I would also stitch around lots of my little pieces and add stuff onto the back, because I don't like plain backs on pieces of ephemera. So normally I would do that too, but right now I'm thinking about time. And I'm just going to round the ends of this, because I find it easiest if you're going to put a tag or a journaling card in a tiny space or in a pocket that's quite tight. It's good to round the ends, because it helps it move in and out better. Oh, I just kind of love that because that just pokes out the bottom like so. I did also have these Christmas light stickers. I'm thinking about bringing them in because they're not very vintage, but I kind of think they add. Let's have a look at what we think. I don't really like the sticky, the 3D tape. So I don't know. Oh, we've got to, haven't we, guys? Like, we just have to. That's why that has moved off there. That's why. We just have to add these. I'm going to remove the tape and I'm just going to glue them because I don't need them sticking out any more than they already are. And also, if you're going to write in here, this is already going to be a bit bobbly to write on. Bobbly, is that a term? Oh. Oh yes, I really like that. We still haven't got anything in the back pocket. I'm trying to have a look. I do have, I mean, this makes no sense really, but I do have like pieces of holly. I do have like a huge candy cane. That doesn't fit either. Okay, what we might just do then is, in here I have like some tickets and things. There's one that says today and a little ticket there. I think I have some larger ones. Don't know if any of them will kind of fit the theme though. Got some blank ones. They're no good, are they? I don't know. It might just, these might just work for now. Little tickets and a today list because, you know, they have to make sure they're keeping on top of everything, and maybe the tickets from something they need to do and grab. Do think I want something there, so let's have a quick look for that. May your days be merry and white. That's quite good. Let's have a quick look. The tree is gleaming, rich and tall. That's quite a good one as well. Bright stars glitter overhead. Should we just have Christmas story? Or it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. I like Christmas story because this is a Christmas story. So I kind of like that. And I'm thinking I just want to put it kind of maybe down here, across here, across there. I like that. We haven't added anything to these, but we don't really need to. Like I said, I might go on and do something with these. So let's have a look. As I said, this little journal thing is all based around the part of the story where, let me bring you down a little bit, where we hear about the CPI and decorating their offices. So we've got the gramophone that's playing in the story. That flips open. You've got all this writing space. We can see Ernest. It says just collector there, which I like. So Ernest is decorating the tree. We've got the little box. It's Bartholomew's first Christmas with the CPI. The box flips down as well. And then we've got collector of memories. And we've got this whole piece. And then that is a tag pocket, so we can remove Ernest. And then we've still got the file cabinet, which also works with collector of memories, because obviously that's probably where they keep all their case file notes. Then we've got this tiny pocket here, which is so cute, and a little bit kind of something hidden. That looks fun. Got some decorations, probably what Ernest is putting up. We've got lots of writing space, so much writing space. Then we have our little journal here with some vintage music paper as well, because that ties in the idea. I'm just wondering actually if I want a bauble in the middle here. Like, I feel like I do want a bauble right in the middle of this signature, because I just think that will look really cute. Like so, and maybe a star, like a snowflake or something over this side. I don't know about that. We'll leave that one. And then, yeah, so this is all that writing space. Then we have their file cupboard at the back. And in here we have Dorothy, who's making her mint juleps. I was hoping to find some holly, actually. I wanted to put something on her hair. Maybe this little red flower would work, because I feel like, you know, she's getting into the Christmas spirit. She needs to have a little some bling bling. So there's Dorothy. Here's a letter. It's probably from a client. I know obviously it says Santa Claus, but ignoring the bit that says Santa Claus. And then in the back here we have a present, because obviously they would give each other presents. And then we have the rest of the tree. You know, Ernest is really proud of his tree decorating ability this year. Maybe like that, the present. I don't know, because I like being able to see the bauble there. Shall we move Dorothy over? Right, could we do the envelope like that? No, it's just not going to work. It's going to have to be this way, and that's that. And we've got lots of pops of red. And then here at the back, we have more of the tree. We have their little chairs they're sitting around, and just some little pieces of ephemera. And that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Please check out all the links below. Literally every link you could need associated with this kit is down below, where you can buy it, Tracie's website, the story, everything down below. And don't forget to check out my day, which was December 8th, if you haven't already. That will also be down below. So that is it. Oh, and I will also link today's creator, which I think might be Tony from Crafted by Tony. I don't know, but whoever it is, I will link down below in the description box. Please go check them out for their day and see what wonderful make whoever that is making. That's it for now. Thank you so much for joining me. Please do like, subscribe and comment if you haven't already. I always love reading your comments, and I will be back again soon with another video. Until next time, guys, wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having lots and lots of crafty festive fun. Bye for now.